I beg to differ. We are just among the same people that you are. It's just that with a little bit of experience, close to, I have delivered just 2 speeches, so it's not much of a special thing to do, to deliver speeches. So, dear Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, we are in a positive attitude today, thanks to the good invocation, and my speech today is along the similar theme. It's about excellence. It's about pursuing excellence. You have all been told, I'm sure, in your lives by either your parents or your grandparents or your colleagues, that to have success in your lives, you shouldn't go behind fame, you shouldn't go behind money. You pursue excellence, success comes after you. It's something that every culture, every country has told its citizens. So my speech for today is not to elaborate on this idea. That idea is well known, well understood. But it's about the meaning of pursuing excellence. What excellence is all about. What does it mean to pursue excellence? So firstly, I'll talk about what generally is an adopted approach to pursuing excellence. We usually set ourselves certain goals. It was very much evident in what our dear Vice President talked about in Toastmasters. And we try to go and achieve it, achieve those certain goals for ourselves, and that is our idea of pursuing excellence. It is not such a bad idea to have certain goals and work towards it. But if the goals are irrational, the very goals that you set for yourselves can become sources of anxiety. I'll elaborate on that. Let me take an example of a swimmer, okay? And he wants to contend in Olympics, in the Olympic swimming race. If his goal is to get a gold medal, it is irrational. The reason is the outcome of the race, whether or not he's going to win the gold medal, doesn't depend on him fully. Let me tell you, let me elaborate. He cannot control what the performance is going to be of the neighboring swimmers. They have done their preparation. Everybody is striving to achieve that particular gold medal. What he can only control is his performance. He cannot control the outcome of the event. So can your goal be winning the gold medal? Can your goal be an outcome of an event that you cannot control? Can your goal be inducting 4 new members? The choice of them coming to the club rests with them, isn't it? The goal can be in your performance. The goal can be giving 100% every time. Consistent delivery of your 100% of your ability. That for me is excellence. That for me is pursuit of excellence. Not setting a goal that you cannot control. Isn't it? If you want to deliver 100%, your passion, your preparation, your attitude all makes a difference. So that is one problem that I find with goal-driven approach. It has to be process-driven. You have to think about the process of achieving that goal, the preparation, amount of time and energy that you dedicate towards it, and not at the goal itself. The outcome is out of your hands. You cannot control it. It comes if you are excellent in what you do. That's first. The second point I'm trying to make today is that of talent versus attitude. If I were to ask you, for example, why is Maria Sharapova the best, one of the best tennis players?
Because
you say, yes, she's a talented woman. And we associate that adjective with many of the sports people anyway. So we say Tom Hanks is a very talented actor. We say Sharapova is a talented tennis player. We say Garry Kasparov is a very talented chess player. But we also say discovering talent, as if they had an inborn ability. You've come across that expression, discovering talent. This child, he went to the school, the teacher discovered his talent in writing, in poetry. The problem which I have with this expression, discovering talent, it suggests that the child has an inborn ability to do it, as if the child was born with it. You get my idea? There is a problem. Look at this. Where leaders are made is what Moscow Free Speakers Club talks about its aim, its objective. Where leaders are made, where not leaders are, right? We are not leaders as of now, but you can be made into leaders given sufficient opportunities and given good evaluation. So, when we talk about pursuing excellence, talent helps you maybe to achieve first or second challenges. It won't help you to achieve all through your life. What is important, far more than talent, I believe, is attitude. Because I might deliver a good speech today. It might be my talent, it might not be. That is disputable. I don't want to talk about whether or not I have a talent for speaking. But if I do not perform well today, and I cannot take the criticism, that means if I do not have good attitude towards speaking, I'm not going to improve at all. Likewise, if any of the newcomers, we have plenty of them today, 7 of them, I suppose, they might be nervous today thinking, what am I going to do in the next few meetings, right? And they might think that they don't have the talent, and to become a good speaker, you must have talent. I'm telling you, that's not necessary. Forget about it. Have the good approach towards it. Have the right attitude. Attitude counts for far more of the successes in successful people than their talent. And talent can be created. It need not be discovered. Nobody talks about developing talent, right? And we want to, one of the examples that I take is of drawing competition. Drawing competition, isn't that an oxymoron? How do you compete drawing, right? It's art. Different people, if a child draws a leaf, another child draws a balloon. How can you, is that competition? It's different expressions of art. Each child has its own way of expression. It can be developed. It can be developed given adults help the child with an attitude that preserves that interest with the child. I'm going to conclude my speech for today by talking about a very famous Brazilian Grand Prix racer, Ayrton Senna, right? He was sadly killed in a car crash, one of the races, and he had a very paradoxical attitude in racing. He would take every opportunity to race the neighboring person and get to the first. That would endanger these racers. But if any racing driver was injured in a car crash, he would be the first person to go race across the track and help him out, endangering his own life. So he was asked about it by a journalist. Why do you do this? Why do you endanger someone else's life and then put yourself at risk trying to help him? So he said one thing, which I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, I'm sure. He said, if there's an opportunity to go for number 1 and you don't do it, you're no more a race car driver. You're just a driver. So that for me is pursuing excellence. Thank you very much.